From the first stirrings of life beneath water, to the great beasts of the Stone Age, to man taking his first upright steps, you have come far. Now begins your greatest quest, from this early cradle of civilization on towards the stars. Your mastery of the spoken word is a gift of great value, silver-tongued Pericles, leader of the Greeks. Through it, you can attract the devotion of a league of states, surrounding yourself with their glory. Establish cultural sites along the rocky shores of Greece to unite your people behind your strong governance. If all goes well, the sirens will sing of the age of Pericles.
Thank you for the incredible introduction, Sean Bean. Well, here we are. Sadly, Civ 7 has failed to be engaging for me personally, and I felt as though I was forcing myself through that series. Whereas here, we have a game that has been is a more complete experience, and I don't blame Firaxis. I know they'll get the job done. I blame 2K, but that's a story for another day, perhaps. So, in order to have a through line, I've decided to go with Pericles, and this is a very modded version of the game, so there's a lot going on here. So let's take a look here. We have Surrounded by Glory. Receive one extra wildcard policy slot in any government. Plus 5% culture, plus 5% gold for each city-state you're the suzerain of. That's, that's classic. Basically taking the city-states around us and, yeah, creating, basically, we're going to get a lot of culture, but this will help our economy a bit because we're going to be aggressively pursuing them, and we're unable to do so by the Acropolis, but I'll explain. Then we have production towards harbors buildings, so we definitely want to hit the coast and benefit from that as well, because that'll also help our economy. Hierophany. Begin the game with 3 random inspirations unlocked, plus 25% production towards wonders in cities with no more than one specialty district. So that's going to be a mechanic where basically you're going to want to plot down a specialty district and then build a wonder before you go any further, to help sort of re-engage with that wonder system. And wonders, of course, get a nice boon of resources, as well as exerting loyalty pressure, which is good. That'll help us stay loyal, but I don't think that'll be a problem anyways. And then we have 2 military units that are both very good at defending. So we won't have to, because we're going to be building a lot of wonders, we won't have the time to really develop a massive military, but we're going to stick to a small, tall nation that with a lot of wonders, and so these smaller armies with the hoplites will be able to get us through that ancient and classical and even post-classical era. Well, at least the ancient and classical era with a bit more a safety net, and we're going to really pump out as many wonders as we can. And then we have the Acropolis. So this, of course, is the replacement for the Civic Square. It awards an envoy and gives influence points if adjacent to a wonder. So you got to do that. It gets bonus from the city center, other districts, and wonders. So we're going to want to create that sort of triple threat of city center, Acropolis, and a wonder. And then we have this builder ability to add some science and faith, and a bit of a defensive bonus as well. So there's a nice through line here. So let's hit it. Alright, so there's one of our inspirations. World history, there's another, and military tradition. Now here is something. So, sun rises on the year 4000 BC. Since time immemorial, your people have lived a nomadic life. After years of wandering, they are ready to settle down and found your first city. The people have vested absolute power in you, trusting that you can build a civilization to stand the test of time. So, this is one of the mods that kind of introduces itself right away. This is a hidden agenda mod, which adds bonuses to help influence both player and AI to use and play into their hidden agenda. So it's not just a disposition, it's an actual mechanic, which is really cool. So in this one, we are ambitious. An ambitious leader thrives during a golden age. So basically, we're going to like people if they're in a golden age. And I'm going to try to roleplay to our leader, our civ, and our hidden agendas as much as possible. Which, you know, obviously is where this comes in. So if someone's in a golden age, I'll be more inclined to deal with them. If they're in a dark age, I'll probably be less inclined. Bonus, during golden ages, gain a free wildcard policy slot in any government, and your cities produce plus 20% golden production. So that's massive. Golden ages now are just doubly good for us, so that's never a bad thing. So what do we got here? I mean, quite frankly, I don't know if there's really a better place to settle. We have marble, penguins, copper, sheep, deer. Hills everywhere, mountain for some good district bonus, so let's just go ahead and plot it down. Oh, and here's another thing. This is urban, I think it's called like rural identities or something, where it's a mod that adds regions to the game that, if settled on, can be really taken advantage of. I know that one's close, but we can probably settle a city within that region still. There it is, Athens, in the hilly plains of South America, naturally. So those are our 3 civic inspirations. Immediately, with the research, I'm using Project 60. So obviously we have our hoplite and bronze working, which would probably be nice to get up pretty quickly. Then we also have our peltists and archery. So I'm gonna actually, because we have sheep and deer and penguins, we also have mining. I might be inclined Well, those archers will be very effective against any one. Go for what you have, not what you're gonna get. So let's just go with the sheep on this one. And first thing I'm gonna build is a scout. And then we're actually just gonna keep our warrior inside the city. I've reduced movement speed on because I have the epic speed on as well. Huh, that's interesting. Hold on, I have to... thing that I always end up having to do is let's just turn down the master volume. That way it's less aggressive. It's not fighting my voice as much. Do I have to turn it down even more? There we go. That's probably... Hello. Okay, I don't know. We'll see. Alright. Anyways, let's, yeah, let's just leave him in the city. And, hit next turn. Greek chieftain, annex Pericles. What are we working? I'm gonna do this. It still starts us off with 2 2-2s. A lot of production here. Alright, well, we gotta go deal with that pretty much immediately. The reduced movement speed will help reduce the amount of crazy exploration that occurs in a slower game. This guy's already taken some hits, so there's something nearby. Let's head upriver. And let's get a builder going. Actually, a slinger. Just because this scout has reported to the barbarian encampment. Which means I'm going to park myself on this hill. There it is. So we've met our first city-state, which is massive. We get the free envoy there, and they want us to send a trade route, which is quite frankly fitting. Holy site buildings provide +1 gold to their cities for each foreign trade route passing through. Oof, okay. We have to be prepared mentally here to retreat. But for now, I'm on the hills. I have a bit of a fighting advantage, but I'm about to take 2 hits here, and yeah, so I won't survive a triple threat. So we're gonna back up. Scout's gonna continue to explore, and I'll swing around. Wow, so we got quite the winding river. So, well, it just so happens that maybe we can't get inside this open skies unless we settle here, which we'll have to wait and see. This slinger's gonna be huge for us because they're coming. Wow, they are coming. Alright, that's fine. That's good. Distract yourself. So we can fortify on this next turn. Oof. He'll attack me and he'll take more damage. I think the best thing is to actually just step inside the city. Because now they will attack the city. Oh, and we got a second thing going. Wow, they've really poured in on the... People like a good production. He's going to be in the tree line. Should ensure a bit of his survival. We'll grab a builder to start reaping the benefits of the land around us. Hopefully this guy decides not to... I don't think he can see us because of the hills. Yeah, that's what I thought. Whoa! That is a thing. A gate bowl. Wow. Well, that doesn't hurt my feelings at all. So that'll help us get to a Pantheon nice and quick. So he's decided to fortify. So we'll just kind of light him up. Okay, we got a historical moment there.
I am fond of pigs. Dogs look up to us. Cats look down on us. Pigs treat us as equals.
A beautiful quote. And that's good timing. Our builder will be down in 5, so we're going to just jump on the mining right away because, again, we just want to reap the benefits of the land right now. So this guy's backing off, but I ain't gonna go forward. That's sure suicide. And then this guy's decided to take interest in us, but it's not going to be worthwhile because we're just going to back off. Although, yeah, we'll continue to explore upriver. And now, see, perfect. They took the bait. I'm not going to attack there because I want to get a kill with that slinger for the boost. See, that's a nice decision that I've made there. Decided I'm not going to kill the slinger. Even though I could. Oh! Laturo the Swift Hawk. Mapuche, honor me with respect. Well, I see the same from you. It's an honor to meet you. And we would love to sample your hospitality. Wow, they're close. Whew. That is going to be a fight for this land. By the way, one thing that I'll point out. Settlers aren't unlocked until early Empire in this version of the game that I've crafted. I've done a lot of editing to ensure that nobody can get any settler until then. Not from a wanderer or anything. Wow, he just missed the mark on this. That would have been really nice. But it is what it is. I believe... There's all these labels. Desert labels, lake, mountain range. So you can just turn that off if you're not interested, but early game, I don't mind the readability. Anyways, we're pseudo under siege here. We're being raided by the barbarians, but they have nothing to pillage. Thank you. Alright, I should send one back. That was a bit of a mistake. I will send one back immediately. Okay, good. That gives me some access level for the sake of gossip. Which is nice. Okay, so I'll go a little further here before I kind of circle back around and look other ways. Okay, so this is perfect, because now I'm going to use the slinger to kill that slinger. That'll give me the boost to archery and gain a promotion, and then I can freely attack this guy out of the city. Yeah, perfect. Another promotion. I'll probably attack the city if not move there, figured. Now what I like to do is throw in... So this is a new promotion screen, which I think is just more interesting, more specialization. But we're going to start with defense, because that's kind of going to be our MO in Greece, is just holding our borders, and we're going to do the same here, which should help increase the survivability of all of our units. Perfect. Up across the river, we'll get that going. Let's start by weakening the unit, and then I'll take him out. Oh, what was that? Perfect. So we get ourselves a boost for killing our second barbarian. We don't really need that free inspiration on that one, but these two are great because I don't think we would have pulled that off. And I don't know if we would have pulled that off either, so that's good to know. Alright. So, we have a builder. We have stuff for him to improve. We have mining coming up, which will give him another thing soon. Perfect timing, honestly. I don't know if we need another warrior, so I'll go with another scout. Because scouts, the way this is set up now, actually gain experience from exploring tiles. The more we get out there and explore and find, the better our scouts will be, and our scouts can actually be more useful than just revealing tiles. Okay, so let's quickly heal up here. And due to the pasture, we get the wheel triggered. So that's perfect. I'll check that one as well because we're going to upgrade it next. We're well on our way to get a Pantheon, which is real nice. What's this slinger up to? He's taking a wide berth. Yeah, I can see that. Just trying to basically stick to the rivers. Oh! Valletta. But if obviously we're not the first ones to get there. And there's the Pantheon coming online. Alright. So, let's see. Free builder doesn't really hit the mark. The food would be definitely nice. Let's be clear. This is a very production-heavy territory, and that food and growth rate would help offset that. But that might be a short-sighted decision. Goddess of Creativity would be quite the lean-in. Still requiring a holy site, but that's fine, and grants 2 free inspirations. I'm sure there is... Ooh. That's probably the right play to make. Although Sacred Emissaries is too. There's a lot of good options here. Sacred Emissaries would help us, because we would immediately get them into the fold. But again, I don't increase our influence, but... Shit. See, this is weird. This says free settler. But I don't think it actually is. I believe I changed that. The text might just be incorrect. displayed. But I'm gonna go with, and Monument to the Gods is really good. I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna make the right the play here. Maybe that's ill-advised, but that was a tough decision. There was a lot of nice options there. But by doing so, okay, we finished our scout, so let's get him headed south. Let's take a chunk out of that guy, and we'll start taking a look back at this damn barbarian outpost. Alright, now that we have that up and running, let's get a monument up. And then we're going to want to do this, or maybe astrology right away. What was that triggered from? Military tactics. Build a camp. Oh my goodness, okay. So there we go. Continuing to get a boon from the land around us, which is massive. Mysticism, of course, from the Pantheon. It's continuing to explore that long river, jeez. Oh, wow. Perfect. Their third city-state is met, so we get that inspiration. They want us to construct a landscape garden, and we get a free envoy there. Well, that food doesn't hurt. Although the tundra and snow tiles doesn't really fit what we're up against here, but that's fine. The food is what we will take it for. 5 turns, we get mining done. And a lot going on here. Alright, perfect. So we'll step forward and I'll just take a hit out of him. Through here, let's get to the river. Oh, that's big. There's a promotion. That'll help us maneuver a bit. We're in the forests up here, so I'll probably grab Jolo. Man, another city-state. Plenty of city-states. Alright, let's heal again. That way we really, set ourselves up for success. Have time for that invasion of that encampment. So let's go with Ranger. Just so we can start trudging through this territory a lot more efficiently. Yeah, so now we can move through tiles in that case. There's a drought. It's not affecting us. We have to wait another turn. What? They've decided they wanted to go with this? Alright. I guess I'll go over there and grab that marble. Okay, we found the southern border of the map.
Fetter this malefactor to the jagged rocks in adamantine bonds infrangible.
It's a big one. That is a big one. Because if you'll notice, there's a lot more policy slots. I found that early game, you would just unlock so many interesting policies, but you would only have like 2 slots. And in this case, 3 because I'm Greece. But it was just like, wow, I can't interact with any of these policies. I'm not even using them. So now there's actually interesting decisions to be made. So what we're going to do is definitely harvest. I want to see the experience for our recon units. We'll go with God King. And then I have the gold, so I'll afford the decisions like so. And then just, it obviously adds a few does nothing policies, because early game you don't have enough to fill sometimes, so. So right now we're using every policy in the game, but that's because we're Greece. Oh, damn, okay. That's an unexplored ruin, we'll see what I get out of that. Problem is I don't have the relics placed, so I'm wondering if it's ill-advised. Okay, 3 more turns. Finally, it's time. Alright, mysticism. We want to get to consecration as fast as possible. Naval units doesn't come into play yet, but these do. So let's get to see. Now I want to research for policies because I actually have the slots for them. Just simple changes, they go a long way.
When you find yourself in a hole, quit digging.
Amen to that, brother. Alright. So, I could go for Pell tests. Really bolster my military, but I'm not worried about that yet. We have a good relationship with our only civ. And the barbarians seem to be at base. So I'm going to go with... Actually, I'm going to go with astrology. Because if I want to set up an early oracle, that would probably be the best play. Let's put you here. So we just get a boon of gold instead of a relic because I already happened to have a relic. God King Pericles. Covered a decent chunk of land, but see, it's taking a lot longer. We would almost have double this uncovered if the movement speed wasn't reduced. Let's skip a turn. Have him go to Ocean Swells, because quite frankly, what's Ocean Swells? So here we go. Minus 50% reduction towards a harbor and its buildings, +1 amenity, +3 gold for each district in the city that's adjacent to the coast. So this is an interesting concept where essentially, maybe I would normally be inclined, well, I'll settle, you know, right here because for whatever. But now I'm thinking I'll settle in this region to activate it, which will give me massive benefit. So waves make this location less than ideal for boating, but their impressive strength is a draw for sightseers and thrill seekers. So that's where the amenity and gold come from, because it essentially makes it a very interesting tourism location for those districts, if that makes sense. So they make money even though it's worse for harbor. Make sense? Cool. It's a cool concept. I don't think he'll attack my slinger because it'll be his death, but maybe he's suicidal because he has a warrior at his back. Let's see if I'm right or if I'm right. I was right. Convenient. So in this case, I will step here and I will fortify. Now, I guess. Oh, perfect timing. That's awesome. So we've improved 3 tiles and we've built a quarry. Also, we didn't discover much of a mine unless we get to that copper. Don't really need more of a military at the moment. I feel like it might be a waste of resources. Whereas a builder might be in a really good position at some point to assist us. Astrology, yes. Masonry, yes. Craftsmanship, yes. And apparently we got an envoy in Jolo, which doesn't hurt. So we've got plenty of city-states around us. Makes me maybe think I should have taken the influence pantheon, but what are you gonna do? So I could just burn it for the XP, but I'm gonna ransack it for the gold. And the reason for that is A, gold is not easy to come by. I happen to have gotten a boon from a ancient ruin, but damn, the Great Bath has been built. Makes me feel like China or something is in the game. Okay, so we've been pushed off the location. I'll immediately attack and throw with the slinger because, yeah, I just want to keep basically pillaging it or raiding it, because we're gonna get a decent flow of income from that, which I won't get otherwise, and we'll continue to fight and gain decent experience. So we get a promotion from that and some faith, which is okay. Plan for him. Continue to uncover the land around us. Sure, if you want to fortify and sit tight, I'm down to do that too, my friend. Won't bother me. This is a big region.
Water, water everywhere, nor any drop to drink.
Well, well, well. Redba. 2 culture, 2 gold, 1 production, and any civilization that owns at least one of these tiles receives +2 gold for each copy of a luxury resource that they own. Wow. I think I know where I'm settling next. I feel like it has to be within range of Lake Redba. So maybe here? Wow, yeah, that's a really good spot, actually. Look at how good the harbor would be. That would be incredible. Okay, very good. So we've built the builder, and yet here we are again without really, I guess another scout is in order. Now, I will put it here just because that way we get at least a base level envoy in every city-state that we know. That'll, you know, it gives us a, 1 faith per turn, so it's not nothing, but... So he gets a promotion from that, and then immediately I'll hit him with the ranger, so now he could just move 2 tiles, no matter what. We continue to explore surrounding territory. Yeah, we are just without anything to build at the moment. I mean, I guess I'll get another warrior out because it won't hurt me to just have that extra, I'll keep him at home, because you never know.
I like to say I practice militant mysticism. I'm absolutely sure of some things that I don't quite know.
Amen. Well said. So we have some policy change, so we can stop doing nothing, and we can also drop urban planning, and instead go with inspiration or revelation. Alright, so now that we've gotten that, we'll go craftsmanship and then right into consecration. Alright, here we go. A bit more occurring at this point now. I'm scared. One more turn and I can pillage it again. So for 2 turns, I'll build the builder, and then I'll switch the... They're running. Continue to move our scouts around, explore the territory. We haven't done very much territory, to be honest, but...
I don't believe in astrology. I'm a Sagittarius, and we're skeptical.
That's funny. That's really funny. Alright, you take you out. And lottery next. Immediately switch this. So I could buy this tile to get the bonus. Yeah, I'd rather do that anyways. So I can make a deal by selling some of my marble to him. He will buy it for 16 gold per turn, which is massive. It's not doing anything otherwise, and it creates a good relationship, so I'll consider that a done deal. And we'll continue to... Well, listen, I'm just gonna... Oh! Gandhi! Yes, very good. Wow, does he happen to build the Great Baths? That would be quite fitting. That's cool. I'll send him a delegation just to start off on the right foot. He's already talking about trade routes. Has he already gotten there? Stars in the night sky. Messenger of the gods. Let's go and uncover everything between us and him. So we continue to explore in the south. We'll sit on this so he doesn't disperse it. You can take a rest because there's nothing else to improve at the moment. And I guess at this point, I don't even know. You can continue to head that way. Thank you, he's returned our delegation to us, so now he has a bit of visibility of what we're up to, but at least now we're on good footing. And there it is. So, we will disperse it now. Gives us the XP, and now we can make our way south to the next barbarian encampment. Get a decent era score bump from that. Just some islands off the coast. Ironically, I feel like if I beat him, which might not happen
Without
because of his
craftsmanship,
population.
inspiration is a mere reed shaken in the wind.
Understood. Alright, so we don't really benefit from either of these policies at the moment. So we'll just go ahead and jump to concentration. We gain an envoy, but it doesn't give us anything at this point, so we're not going to jump on it. And we're going to start heading towards the new encampment. Now that you've done exploring, let's head north. You can continue to carve your way towards India. And you can continue to uncover in the southern tundra. So, yeah, things are going well so far, but I'm just thinking that this is definitely a city that I'm going to want to settle. But, at the same time, I feel like it might be a good idea to also perhaps settle a city here, because that would kind of set a bit of a forward pick. Do that first before he does. Although to be fair, you just never know. Remember, there's a harder difficulty, so these guys will, you know, they're not pushovers. Look, he's on the positive side, but he's got some warriors, so I think him standing military ain't a terrible idea. Perhaps having 3 scouts is. Oh, we've discovered another continent and another city-state, which I will go ahead and do that. Again, just starting those relationships off. And that also helps keep our people in Athens quite happy. This holy site's about to be finished. We've built our first district, good for state workforce. This is going to be quite an important city, so I'm inclined to go with this instead. The difference being we don't get the second citizenship slot because of the building. But, we're going to have a governor here for sure. In fact, we'll probably go foreign trade and state workforce next. Foreign trade, we can then start connecting with our surrounding. Send one to Palmyra. You keep going north. Keep going north. Now it's your time to head east. But as you can see, that slower movement, just it takes away the mass amounts of exploring. And I've done a lot. You know, like we're on turn 54 here, and we haven't uncovered the entire continent. So that's one reason. Okay, they've already dispersed it, so glad we marched all the way there for nothing. But good job, you know. But also, it incentivizes that if you're going to go on some form of military conquest anywhere, you better have roads. Otherwise, you're in for a long march towards probably death. Okay. Let's take a moment here. We got... He wants to sell horses to me. Don't want to buy them. Another city-state. And one that I'll definitely probably be leaning into. Another city-state. Wow, they are everywhere. So one thing about this is that the reason I don't allow settlers is essentially like this. Early expansion was not one of determining lands to send your people forth to. No, it was, hey, there's people here, let's ingratiate them into our culture. Which is to say, if we want to expand, we better go conquer. And that's why I also take the walls off of city-states to make early conquering a bit more feasible. But it also has to be a decision. Like, I'm not big... Oh, that's a nice location. Sturdy reefs. There's good stuff there. Sadly, no one can settle on that region because of the existence. But, like, I'm fine with the city-state existing. I'm going to get a boon from it. I mean, not a massive boon, but a boon. Okay, we'll continue to do that. You're doing good down there. We'll just have our guys in our city at this point, waiting for the next barbarian encampment to pop up so we can send out a party. There's no shame in deterrence. Having a weapon is very different than actually using it. That's probably a positive reaction, yeah. So we're not being any semblance of a war.
I thought clay must feel happy in the good potter's hand.
Well said. Okay, so with that, I will go writing because of how powerful it can be. 5 turns we get consecration. Let's put you in the city, fortify you. Go up north a bit now. You are kind of in the thick of it. Another city-state. Goodness gracious, they are absolutely everywhere. Expansion will require taking these city-states, truly. Oh! Dido. Yes, we will do an exchange. Wow, okay, she is out there. She is way out there. Is that on an island or an extension of the continent, I wonder? Well, we'll send a delegation so we get off on the right foot. And I will build a granary because our food is extremely lacking here in the capital. By the unit. Just try to continue to plug away at exploring this this place. Oh, so she got her capital on a place called Vantage Points. Damn, so that's really good. She basically can have quite the defensive archery army just simply by building them in her capital. Okay, we're continuing to explore here. I like to zoom out, you know, while the turns go on, because then you can kind of see some movement, how things are unfolding. Early on, there's not a whole lot to report, but, ooh, a great person. Wow, we actually, that's crazy, okay. I will get Moses. Huh. Did not expect that, I'll be honest. To be the first one to get a religion, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, wow. Yeah, we got a bit of a march ahead of us there, Moses, so, you know, slow your roll just a little bit. Ooh! So this is an interesting one. So the Scythians come into the fold. We'll exchange our information. They're way up there. So this is continents and islands, and there's 10 civs. So I think these are the 10 civs that will be in our range for quite some time. But we have a militaristic one, a trade one, religious, arguably militaristic as well, and cultural, so not a whole lot of competition on the island itself, but here's something you can do. You can send your delegation and declare a friendship right away with both Scythia and Gilgamesh. Just a little secret mechanic, so now they're going to love us because we're friends, and they're going to love us because they love having friends. Damn, man, can you move your fucking units so I can go north? Like, get out of my way. See? So now if you look at that. +8 per turn, even though her first impressions of me was not great. But we have a policy slot to fill because we do not need to be generating great profit points anymore. So as a result of this, I guess I'll do nothing. I don't really want to lose the gold for no real reason. We don't need the production boost. Although our gold is hilarious. Just slowly but surely. Oh. No resources to speak of. Big eruption there. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if she's connected to the mainland, if this is like some sort of island setup. Yep, we'll take the delegation back. Thank you very much, Scythia. So we're on good terms pretty much with everybody, except for her because of the first impressions, but everybody else is pretty satisfying.
I shall return again to the light of the sun, to prepare a home for thy descendants.
Boom. So, we get an extra wildcard policy slot, and we're going to do nothing. But foreign trade now will enter the fold, and next turn we begin something truly incredible. So the question becomes, right, when I think of this city, I have city lights, so I think 1, 2, 3 tiles for our urban developments. We have that over there, probably do a campus somewhere here. I guess I have to do it these 3. Probably put commercial hub here, commercial hub, boom, boom. I guess in theory I'll put it here. I'm just gonna put it here. My civic square, so then I'll build the Acropolis here on that tile. With enough of a gap from the city that it's distinctive, like a distinctive structure away from the actual city itself. I think that... Ooh, okay, promotion. That's massive for that unit because it's slow as fuck. Hey! Let's go. That's what I mean. Just by walking around, these guys are leveling up, as it should be. Alright, the Alpine credits. Okay, let's put that there. Wow. 11 turns. A, because of our Wonder. B, because of our Pantheon. Plus 20% from this. And plus 25% from this. That's why it's going to take us 11 turns. Hilarious. Let's go Alpine, so now this guy's going to be a fast mover. And you're going to hop into the Holy Site to start our religion. Is it going to be the first? Potentially. I don't foresee her being on the mainland. But that's fine. Probably for the best. Otherwise she could afford to settle the shit out of us without any repercussions. So, naturally, as Pericles, we will be inclined... Is it... I usually like to do this. So many leaders. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought, but you just never know sometimes. Okay, we get our pick of the litter. I think the best case scenario would be iconography. Because we're going for a culture victory, and then as a result of that, I'm not going to do cathedral. I'm going to go with... Where is it? Wow, interesting. Oh no, it's just... It's a Greek word, though. See, it's interesting. This is what I like to do as well. If you come over here... Worship beliefs. Oh, they don't have pictures? Oh, because you have to actually go to buildings. And then go to the Holy Site. And this is where you can see them. What they look like on the map. And what I would be inclined to do as Greece. Well, we have the Hospitium. No. This is it here. Greek architecture. So, faith for per ally city, this city has a trade route to. And fairgrounds. Diplomatic favor per turn. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. The diplomatic favor per turn is nice. We're going to get a lot of that from city-states, but that will allow us to have influence on the world stage, which has a democratic... That's the origin of democracy. That's only fitting. Perfect. That is awesome. So I'll get started on that right away. Well, not right away, but you know what I mean. Pretty damn quickly. Thought we were done meeting civs for now, but there it is. God King Nadar Shah. Wow. Okay, this is quite a packed full continent. Although technically, that's 5 on the continent and 1 on the island. So that's, you know, something to say. Oh, what? He wants she. I don't want to trade with him right now, to be honest. Oh. That's massive. We can also buy another one for random... Oh. You can buy a lot of things at the moment, actually. Or at least a few. Grants 1 Tyrian purple haram? Wow, that almost feels like... Nobody's building anything right now, but the fact that we have the gold to buy in... I'm going to hold on to that, just in case. Although this... feels like I'd be, like, waving it in the face of the original Tyrian purples. Okay. So we don't have a campus quite yet, but we will. So that's fine. We get the education Eureka because, obviously, we recruited a great scientist. Yeah, so it's not, she's not connected to the mainland. Thank God for that. She is on Euramerica, though. Interestingly enough, this island is attached to Euramerica, which means she can come right up here. Like, she could settle right here. Minus 20 loyalty. Not for the Phoenicians. It's a pretty good spot for her. She is a naval civ. So the fact that she gets to keep her capital on an island with a vantage point well away from, you know... Alright, so what do we got here? We're doing that, and that. That makes sense. 13 turns before we get... Our next one, we'll start mobilizing our army. Now I gotta get out of here with the scout. Cross that river. And things are starting to come into play here. It's exciting. I love it. Oh, someone we have not met has recruited the first general in the game.
That's the positive aspect of trade, I suppose. The world gets stirred up together.
Love it. Alright, so now we can stop doing nothing. We're definitely going to do this. And we're going to drop God King. And we're going to go with caravansaries and really bolster this trade route. Because then I'll use that gold to immediately buy a trader. Thanks to the lack of summoning sickness, we'll send this to Palmyra right away. We get our first trade route, we trigger the Eureka for currency. Exciting stuff. Alright, let's get these boys marching forward. And then, like I said, state workforce, because I'm thinking the right play here, okay? The sheep is all great. It's the first thing we improved. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to build our 3 urban expansions here, put our campus here, our government plaza here, and our cultural, our Acropolis here. Because that way, you know, the government plaza is fueling the 2 most important things to our definitely gonna drop this one, because this will bring a city-state into the fold, which will give us this 0.4 and plus 1.7 gold. Nice. There we go, our first city-state. A true ally. I'll attack him, fuck it. Get the XP and we'll still get out of there. So we continue to explore our continent. Now, one thing that I like is I have this sort of invisibility thing where if we wanted to see how much culture per turn this guy's getting, therefore infer where he is in the civics policy, how close he is to getting settlers out, we would have to put more effort into uncovering visibility. Right now it's so limited we can't tell any of his yields besides how much gold and diplomatic favor he's bringing in, as well as his population. Okay, continue, heal. New title, Long Live Annex Pericles. Where are we bringing in horse resources? Do we settle on horses? Oh. Did they settle on horses? They did, okay. They settled on horses. So that's why we're getting horses. Nice, well, it's good. You don't have them otherwise. Unless we settle here, which we will do first, because this is ours for the taking. Nobody's going to beat us here, otherwise they'll pay the price of loyalty. Thankfully, the Phoenicians can't just come in and take that from us, so. Nice. That's a nice area. So this is a cool scenery. If you settle on this lake, you could create a very nice city park, and yeah. +3 amenities to that city. That's incredible. Like, damn. The deal available. Continue to march our units forward. So see, here's the thing. Wow. 8 population, and he himself already has territory, so he is, you know, maybe he went for it first, I don't know, but he obviously has some sort of governor in his capital. Okay, our scout has sealed up.
Writing is easy. All you have to do is cross out the wrong words.
Very good. Let's way the fuck up there. Fair enough. Okay, I think it's about time we jumped into something a little bit more militaristic here. And get these more impressive archers up and running. Remember, we want a golden age. We're only 4 away, so for all intents and purposes, I expect to get it, because... Ooh. Damn. Huh. Do I now? I gotta find a wonder or something. I only need 4. Oh, I'm about to build the Oracle. Yeah, we got it. Okay, solid. We get a golden age in the classical era, which is quite fitting for us. Bastards. Probably take another hit. 10 turns. Wow, I guess we'll go until we hit the classical era. That's unexpected. I mean, it's fitting. You know, we've completed a decent chunk of civics, decent chunk of science. Maybe we're a bit behind in both those resources. I'm not entirely certain. Maybe somebody's leading the charge in that regard. Here it comes.
I sprang upon the swift ship in the form of a dolphin. Pray to me as Apollo Delphinius. Also the altar itself shall be called Delphinius and overlooked forever.
That is beautiful. Creativity is contagious. Pass it on. We got a... Wow, okay. Let's get him out of there. And because of this, like I said, I'm going to build the campus right here, because it'll benefit from the government plaza, which I'll build.
Let me ask leave then, to pay a tribute of respect and admiration to the once desired Matterhorn, before his head has lost the last rays of a sun departing to gild loftier and more distant ranges.
Beautiful. 30 XP doesn't hurt my feelings. Awesome. 2 more city-states. A lot of city-states. I see 10. I believe there's 20 in the world, but the possibility for more through free cities and barbarian
A strong
families.
economy begins with a strong, well-educated workforce.
Alright, let's see here. We've been sitting on combat experience, but I'm actually not going to change that. There's no reason to at the moment. Ooh. Forfait. No. We're not building wonder at this exact moment. Land surveils will be nice when we really decide to branch out, but I don't need to change any of these policies quite yet. I'm going for it. And naturally, who else? So we have the educator. Diplomat is obviously smart for certain states, but of course we're going with the curator. You might be like, whoa, what are these government? This is a government overhaul by the same guy who did the hidden agendas overall. Brilliantly done. You know, A, more, and B, specialized to the nines. So, obviously we are a small empire, so I don't care as much about Pioneer and just shotgunning out cities. But this will just give us a massive boon. So we'll go ahead and appoint him there. We get some, just because of recruiting. So if we, by adopting him, we grant 2 random inspirations. And now we get plus 0.5 per citizen. And we'll continue to increase production. Now, what you'll be seeing here is like, all of these affect the empire across the board. It's only the finisher and the base ability that affect only the city itself. Most of these will always affect the empire as a whole. So as a result, we're going to be raking in more. You'll see this change. So, but maybe not. I don't know. 13.5. We'll see if it changes next turn. We've got theology and early empire. So just start attacking. And you're free to go. You're going to heal up. You're going to continue to explore. So, we may as well go for 8 more turns here. Depending on the window. Scout just needs to get out of there. Another city-state. My goodness. There are a lot of them. Oh, thank you. It's about time you gave him back. Oh, shit. I forgot to engage with the guy. I was flabbergasted by his existence on this continent. I forgot to even, you know, send him a delegation. He takes it, though, still, which is nice. Sometimes they don't always. Who's highest bidder? Actually, Part of me is thinking the right play is to keep the guy next to me as happy as possible. But I will not, because I plan on defending against him if he attacks. Of course, everybody plans. So he's just fortifying, because I think he sees his death coming. Of course, they have the great general. What? I trade marble with you and you immediately insult me and my people? What the heck is that? Unknown reason, yeah. Must be his hidden agenda. Oh, you know what? I'm wondering if he's got like a population or a food agenda. Because he's building farms, he's got a population. I only have 5 and I don't have any farms. Okay, very good. Very good. 2 more turns, my campus will be up. Turns and we'll be into the next era. Nice, good stuff. Cross that river, finally start exploring again. Get you going. Get you going. Okay. Fair enough, I suppose. A river has flooded. Oh, I guess they wanted me to build a campus. Last repaired. I'm gonna buy this, because I don't have enough turns to actually build it. And I think it's so nestled that it won't be destroyed. So I may as well take advantage of the library. By the way, great mechanic. The JNR Urban Complexity, which has building choices. Again, choices are the best part of the game. The library is such a sick concept. Basically, if it's burned down, you lose everything in it. So you kind of have to restart your science build. Where are we sitting at the moment? Yeah, we have these 4. I'm going to get him over here. Can't build a government plaza, we need 7 population or greater, so let's get some science output, because we're kind of lacking in that category. He's gonna disperse that so these guys can start heading back. I don't want them away from my capital for too long, given the fact that we do have a bit of a fighter on our hands. Nice, finally. Oh my god. Getting that 3rd promotion is massive, and it's because of the site. Great entertainer. Damn.
I shot an arrow into the air. It fell to earth. I knew not where.
Ron's working. Promotion out of that, get the error score, promote with Spyglass. Okay, awesome, Spyglass. Alright, the scouting is about to go off the charts. And we're 2 turns away and then we'll end it. We'll end it in the classical age. But, so far, this has been extremely successful. Oh, my alarm. Perfect timing. Construct a campus, buddy. Where were you? The trade route's been completed, so I will just repeat it. This guy gets a promotion. We're going to go with defense. Move them closer. Nice. A tribal village doesn't hurt my feelings. Perfect. Buy the tile and turn it into a mine. So we can. We are a powerhouse of production. Not much for growth. Oh, perfect. He actually returned the favor. See, everybody's very happy with us right now. We're in our nook of the world. No forward settling has occurred, obviously. Boom. Well,
All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players.
so we'll make our dedication when we return at the start of the next video. It gives the guys something to look forward to. But as you can see, I mean, the city of Athens, you know, we're reaping the benefits of the land around us. We have a great holy site, a great campus, beautiful wonder, and the only issue is, you know, we have to grow our city. It's the biggest issue we have, is the fact that we don't have the population to build an Acropolis or a government plaza right now. So besides solving food, our empire is looking mighty. We've really dominated the lands down here. We want to get this forward settle, so that way we can at least set, like, you know, if we build the city here, and then we put an encampment right here, it becomes like a pathway if he decides to do any sort of invading. So besides that, and then, you know, bringing more city-states into the fold, you know, I'm thinking like our empire probably cuts off there. You know, that would be the front line. We'll use Palmyra as the front line here. You know, maybe we put a city here, 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 maybe another one here and here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6. I don't know, I don't want to go past 6. We really want to specialize our cities. Make the most of like a smaller empire. Maybe we just settle here and we have this be our wall, right? Against the outside world, and yeah, and hope that she doesn't hit our shores and remove our capital anytime soon. But yeah, I'm really excited to keep playing. This is a lot more enjoyable for me. The decision making, the specialization, I don't know. It's just you know, it's a fully fledged game. It's really old. It's had a lot of time for the modders and the actual developers to just make it the best it can be. So yeah, really excited for the next one, and thanks for watching.